Hey everyone, and welcome to the Story of America. This is our fifth season. Rhett was supposed to join me, but he hasn't responded to me yet, so we're just going to go ahead and do and move on without him. This is a quick 30-minute episode today, maybe shorter than that. First off, we just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. We took the month of January off for vacation. Give our brain some time to recollect. Also, that gives time for a lot of news stories to bubble up so we can discuss those things later on. But mostly to give our heads a cool down period so that we can start producing better content, uh, more more content that's more fun, that's more oriented on the history of America versus the modern politics of everything, which, 2024 is right around the corner, so we are going to have to start covering politics again sooner than later. But um, for the most part, this is just a nice period for us to wind down. And we've come back here in Black History Month, and uh, even though I was supposed to be on vacation for doing shows, I've been still doing other shows and other programs. I went back to doing the all black panels every now and again as a guest appearance. And I find it fitting because it is now Black History Month, so we had a lot of fun with a lot of those things. Some of those things, I get a little heated on. Uh, and if you're wondering, well, why isn't this up on Facebook right now? Well, that's because I'm banned on Facebook again. Uh, you know, the person called me a racial slur, so I called him a honky, and Facebook decided to ban me for that. So I got another 30 days um, to wait before that. But all of this will be streamed to Facebook then, um, on both of the channels. But we're good on Twitter. We're good on YouTube. Um, we're good everywhere else. Also, a lot of the episodes from the later season of season four, when we started doing the streaming uh, directly to YouTube, a lot of those videos and stuff didn't get moved over to the radio show. So a lot of that's going to be exclusive content, and I think I want to do that from now on. Towards every couple of weeks or so, we'll just have an episode that will be a part of the YouTube channel and the Facebook page and the other live streams, and trying to provide some incentive for becoming a subscriber, a member to our channels. Um, But other than that, I mean, we hope that you guys have had a wonderful beginning of the year. I know Rhett has been having a lot of new fun since he's got his foot into the journalist um, door, which is wonderful for him, wonderful for us, because it gives us a little bit more insight on on the stories and how to make them a little bit more uh, hit or miss, so to speak. One that is really stick out and stand out. Um, We are going to start doing a few more guest appearances on the show. We're going to start looking for some things. Also, I'm going to be spending a lot more time on some of like I've been promising this for a while, but I'm actually going to do it this time because now I've got nothing but time on my hands. I mean, I still work, but the job is, thanks to the liberals who believe that we don't need to work 4 days a week, the job has decided to cut back hours. So I've been working 4 days a week uh, for a long time, and now they're cutting hours even further. So I get a lot of downtime. So I'll have a lot more opportunities and a lot more time to write new material, give some of these long stories and things of that nature. But we're also going to start making things a little bit more fun. I've been looking around. I've been cruising looking for content that doesn't get talked about too often. And one of the things is one of my passions. I see it, but none of a lot of these channels really go dive into the deep levels of it. I want to talk a lot more about my love for paleontology and my love for cryptozoology. I'm going to do a lot more of that talking on here. Um, but we're also going to be doing, you know, Rhett loves the metaphysical stuff, all of the metaphysical, the psychology stuff, which I find fascinating as well. But for some people that might be a little confusing. I won't say boring because it's not boring by any standard. But for some people, it might be a little confusing or convoluted because of all of the different metrics that goes into those things. But we'll be talking about those things more as well. But we're also going to be trying to focus on talking about some things that are more relevant for history's sake, more educational, and things that will really catch your attention. Because at the end of the day, I want this show to be something that you can, you know, sit back and listen to. You don't have to watch it if you like to watch long form videos. You can do those things. I mean, at this early stage, I haven't decided on whether or not we're going to be making higher quality videos or not. I mean, that would really take a lot of time to produce those higher quality videos of all of those flashcards and animations and all that stuff. And you know, we just don't have the time or the funding at the moment to be able to do that. But we will uh, try to get there one day when things start to move forward in the right direction financially for the program. Um, but as for right now, we're trying to make things a little bit more entertaining, relaxing, so that if you can listen to us at the gym, you can listen to us at work. I mean, I know that a lot of the time when I'm listening to long form podcasts, long form radio shows, which if I'm listening to something on my phone, it's usually going to be long form anyway, because I don't like having to go to my phone constantly to switch for new videos or new posts or what do you call it? New episodes for podcasts and stuff like that. Um, so I like to make it interesting so that you'll be able to just you know have your Bluetooth in, your phone can be sitting on your desk or in your pocket or something, so that way you won't have to be distracted. But um, in the future, possibly there might be some better news, or for at least for news related videos, there might be some better graphics that we'll put up on the screen, or we'll put up some video footage or something like that up on there. Um, as for how the program is going to be running here, we're still going to do the casual Saturdays. Sundays, I'm going to start doing news on Sundays. Each week is going to be Sundays. News on Sundays. That's going to be starting next week. This coming Sunday, we're going to start doing that. Um, but that's sort of really all I've got planned right now because I used to do it on Wednesdays, but now I work on Wednesdays the majority of the time. And so it really falls and depends on how we're going to get things done. But I have a goal and a standard that I want to try to reach. Last year the golden standard was to do a video every day. Of course, that was not going to be possible with all of the busy work schedules, and I had a lot of personal things that were going on last year that were getting in the way of me being able to produce a video every day. Um, but with that being said, we still produced a lot of episodes last year. And this year, I want to produce a lot of episodes, but I also want to have the episodes be a lot more prepared. Because the problem with producing episodes on a weekly basis, on a daily basis almost, is a lot of the creative spirit, a lot of the creative process in writing and studying and preparing and getting all of the preparations together. It's wasted. It's a lot of the time just ad lib or it's half assed. Um, and so you're not getting the full experience. So for this year, we're going to set the goal because we did 120 episodes last year. So we're going to set the goal for 150 episodes this year. This is less than half of what the goal was for last year, which was 365. This allows us to be able to produce better quality episodes, more thought out episodes. They get to be a little bit more elaborate with the production value and how we get those things done. Um, you're going to get the live streams, but there's also going to be times and opportunities where you're going to get a live stream or it's going to be presented as a live stream, but it won't be live. It would have already been recorded because for some of those, you know, more cinematic type of videos or those countdown videos or some of the videos that require a lot more research and diagrams, things of that nature. It'll be better to have all of that stuff uh, done and make it look nice before bringing it into here. And so you'll see a lot of that. And of course, um, I'll be viewing chats and whatnot. And I'm all, if you ever see it live, even if it's a recording, I'm still sitting behind the desk looking at everything all of the time. That's just the way it is. I'm never, I'm never just sitting here not focused on the show. I will say this. Oh, there, it's over there. There it is. Charger's over there, so I gotta keep fiddling with the phone. I will say this though. I have had renewed a renewed interest in mythologies and things of that nature because of I've been playing this game, uh, and I've actually quite enjoyed it. And so now I will be talking a little bit more about those too. Give me a second here, and I will be doing those things too. But I'm going to try to focus on those things that are relevant for American history. Um, but then again, it's just it's so fun, it's so fascinating to talk about these other mythologies and things of that nature. But I want to focus on the ones that are relevant to American history. So we'll be talking a lot about the Egyptian gods and a lot about the Greek and Roman gods because a lot of the basis and principles for what built our society, our civilizations, also built these two empires, the Roman and the Egyptian empires, way back when. So we'll be talking and discussing some of those things just because I find it fascinating. I've always found it fascinating, but you never really find uh, people that talk about it or really discuss it or have long form discussions about it. And so that's why I've said earlier, I've been looking into a lot of these things to see what type of conversations would be, that are fun to have that nobody's having. So that Rhett and myself can have those types of conversations. And it looks like we're going on to the 30 minutes. So I'm going to try to wrap up here because I don't want to go over time. Because this is Black History Month, there are some things that I do that we are going to discuss this month. Of course, we've got the Black Lives Matter mantra, but more importantly, we we have this. This is the curriculum that everyone's been talking about for Ron DeSantis, the AP African American Studies curriculum. It's, I believe, 88 pages. No, 81 pages. I'm sorry. It's 81 pages. I've read over it, not in depth, but I've read over it when I was doing a last minute panel. Um, but we're going to go over it. And we're going to see what's what's the biggest problems with this curriculum and why it's getting the talk that it's getting. And so we're going to be having that conversation. We're going to be looking into it and diving into it a little bit deeper. And as I go over it, I will be discussing some of the things that I think are good about the curriculum because I think overall, I think that this curriculum is pretty fascinating overall. But when you get to topic four, almost the entire topic, because it's broken down into several different units within the topic, when you get to that topic, almost the entire topic is just something that doesn't need to be discussed. So we'll be going over this curriculum and we'll be having a conversation with Rhett. Rhett was in a lot of AP courses, if I remember correctly, when we were in high school. Um, my work ethic was not good enough for me to get in those courses because I slept through most of my courses. So they were boring. They were easy, so I slept through them. Rhett was the exact opposite. He would do all the work, and then he I don't know if he ever slept in class. I know he'd do all of the work, and then he'd have nothing to do. For me, I'd be like, oh, this is easy. I sleep through all the stuff. I didn't do any of the class work. I only did the test. Passed all of the test. I'm probably the only person uh, that passed U.S. history and and failed the course. I failed the course because I didn't do any of the work. I I was given the credit for the course because I passed the United States History State exam with advanced because it was just easy for me. I already knew all of it, but I took U.S. history twice because I just didn't do any of the work. I found it so boring to do, doing all that paperwork and research papers and stuff. It was just so boring and monotonous because it was a lot of paperwork, a lot of homework, and I just hated it. And so I can understand some of the more critical thinking processes that you would expect in an AP course. Um, but because this is not a college uh, course, I mean, it's a college course because it's prepared by a college board. You get a college credit. But what I'm saying is that this is not a college course, as in it's not happening for college students. These are high school age students. So there's difference, a difference there, because now you have to be wondering what are um, the motives behind forcing this type of discussion upon people who aren't old enough to make those decisions yet. Arguably, you could say, well, they're in high school, they're old enough to make those decisions. Well, they're not old enough to make those decisions in my book until they're old enough to enter college and go get a job, move out on their own, make their own adult decisions up to be after the age of 18. And in many cases, some people who are 18 aren't even qualified to make those decisions because they just haven't gained the maturity necessary to do so. But we'll have that discussion. We'll look over the curriculum. We'll talk about a lot of the issues that's going on with the black community, politically, financially, spiritually, which is a massive one. I'm going to have my good friend and one of my mentors, Michael Jordan. I'm going to have him come back onto the show um, later on this month. We're going to talk about the spiritual aspect within the black uh, community because it seems like it has almost completely eroded. We're going to have that discussion. But with that being said, I am going to end things here. I don't want things to be going on too long. I just wanted to open up the year, let you guys know what we've got going on, what we're expecting, and what to expect from us. I would also love it if you would all share and feedback a lot more because the comments, I read and typically respond to every comment that has ever been posted on any of our videos or sent to us about any of our episodes through the podcast. I respond to everything. I look at all of the emails that we receive, and I would love to get more feedback and more comments on some of these episodes and things because that allows me to figure out um, number one, did you enjoy it? Number two, if you didn't enjoy it, what types of things are you looking for? And those things allow me to be able to prepare the show in a way that will cater to the audience that watches the most. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that everything is enjoyable for the overall audience. And if it's not, uh, if we don't have the comments on there, you can always send an email or something like that. That will always be able to make things go in the right ways, and we'll be able to have you know a lot of fun. But with that being said, we're already at the 29-minute marker. I'm going to go ahead and say Happy New Year. Um, also, I don't know what day will it be because I don't know if we'll do one. I don't celebrate it, so um, okay. Let's see, it's on the Tuesday. So also happy uh, Valentine's Day coming up as well. But I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I think it's a pointless holiday. But I hope you guys are going to have fun. We're going to talk a lot about what's going on with this year. Uh, so just stay tuned. We're going to see you guys in the next episode where we're going to have, it's going to be our first full episode of the year, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about because of the major breaking story that's been happening here in the news recently. So see you guys next time.